I come from a long line of martyrs. And I think for many of us as women, our tendency to sacrifice is biological. Like, not only is it in our bones, it's what we've seen our whole
Yes.
life. It's so
Yes.
deeply ingrained.
Hey, friend, before we step into this episode together, I want to give you a breath with me. So let your shoulders soften, let your mind loosen its grip, let yourself arrive exactly as you are. And what you are about to hear is not a polished conversation, it's not a performance, it is a doorway. We stepped into a portal, and these women had just come out of a deep breathwork and Reiki journey. And what they share is raw and tender and alive, and you will hear truth spoken from inside the body before the mind had time to reorganize it and polish it. You will hear release. You will hear remembrance. You will hear the surprising places the breath takes us when we let it. This episode is an invitation to your own softness, to your own honesty, to the places inside you that are tired of being strong and ready to be seen. It is a reminder that you are not the only one who holds so much. You are not the only one learning to say no. You are not the only one who wants to stop abandoning yourself and start coming home. So as you listen, let yourself be part of this circle. Let yourself feel the medicine of their stories and the resonance of your own. You might recognize yourself in their words. You might hear something that gives you permission to breathe differently today. And you might feel a moment of grace that you did not expect. I am so grateful you're here. Let us go in together. Hi, friend. If you've been dreaming about bringing your women together around beauty, truth, and transformation, this is your invitation. At Goddess of Light curated retreats, the heartbeat is the breath. The sacred space we create is anchored in transformational breathwork, infused with Reiki, and organic homemade meals prepared with care, intention, and love. These retreats are designed to melt armor, restore nervous systems, and awaken the deep knowing that's been waiting just beneath the surface. I offer 3 powerful ways we can co-create. Drop-in facilitator. I join your retreat to lead one potent breathwork and Reiki session or ceremony. This is the perfect way to elevate an already beautiful gathering with deep energetic anchoring. Full weekend presence. I stay with your group throughout the retreat, offering guided breathwork, Reiki, meditations, energy support, and presence, woven into every part of the weekend, including cacao ceremonies. Full retreat facilitation and production. I create the entire retreat for you. The space, the chef, the rhythm, the healing, all of it, every aspect. You gather your women, I hold everything else. This is for leaders who want to nourish and be nourished. For those who know it's time to come together and want to do this with elegance and ease and soul, this is for you. If your heart's been calling for this, you can reach out to me, Siri@sageblushwellness.com, or DM me on Instagram @Siri Baruch Thornton. Let's create something unforgettable. Welcome to The Authentic Creative, where we expand our capacity to feel good, one deep breath, one bold choice, and maybe a little bit of magic at a time. I'm Siri Baruch Thornton, healer, creative, and lifelong explorer of all things energy, self-expression, and joy. With over 26 years of experience in Reiki, Akashic Records, and transformational breathwork, I've learned that feeling good is not a luxury, it's a practice. And sometimes it's a little messy. This podcast is here to help you trust your intuition, break the rules, the ones that need breaking, and live more fully in your gifts. So give yourself a deep breath, get cozy, and let's dive in.
So welcome out of your cocoon of love and expression and expansion, the safe sanctuary space we're still in. It's right here. We're just speaking together here as soul sisters, dropping the masks, dropping the labels, just coming to the space of knowing and remembering that we're all so deeply connected in our truths. We're also deeply connected in our fears. We're also deeply connected in our grief. We're also deeply connected in our joy, that we all just want to be seen and known and loved and held. We all just want to feel joy and peace and confidence. We all just want to feel unified within ourselves and within the greater community. There's so much truth that we share. So, if you feel ready, you can share anything that feels good to share about your breathwork experience. Amanda.
Oh my gosh, that was so intense. That was like so intense in
I
such
love you.
a great way. Oh, I, wow. Wow. Like I'm just like overwhelmed with it's not sadness. I don't know how to explain it.
It's the beauty of being alive and awake in your body and present with all of it, right?
Yeah, it was like I just kept getting these downloads that like I'm safe and I'm whole and
Mm.
like, there's no fear. I don't need to be afraid anymore. And oh my gosh, I think sometimes in everyday life it's like, what does everybody else need? And I'm just
Mhm.
pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's all on me, and I'm carrying all of this, and I just was able to let it all go. It's
Beautiful.
just this really intense, like,
Beautiful.
and it's so unexpected. I swear, it's like I come to this thinking like, oh, okay,
Ah.
Oh, it's just such a release. What you were talking about earlier, my mouth was tingling, and all of
Mhm.
a sudden I had this really cold sensation shoot all the way down to my fingertips and all the way down to my toes. While we were doing this, it was like tingling. It wasn't uncomfortable, but it was definitely noticeable.
Mhm.
And I just kept breathing through it. And then towards the end, I was emotionally releasing things, but it was this physical release too. This is TMI, but I just blew so much snot out of my nose. I'm not sick.
Yeah.
No, my body was like, let's get rid of this now.
Cleansed, cleared.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome,
Incredible.
Amanda. I'm so
And then
proud
there
of
was
you.
this I like have so many things I could say. At one point, right in the middle, the peak of the breathwork part before we got into the like the sound, I was in this energy kind of tunnel and I felt myself raise up and start floating around. And I was floating through these different times of my life,
Yeah.
looking down and telling this girl, you're going to be okay, girl. Keep going, sis. You're okay. You are safe.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That was
Fuck
crazy.
yeah.
That was crazy, seriously.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I totally feel you. I know.
Oh,
I
that
got you.
was so cool.
Oh, well, good on you for going there and fully giving over to it and fully giving it to yourself and dropping all the way in and expanding all the way out, cleansing and clearing all of it. And I know you had such an incredible experience previously, and I love that you allowed something new to unfold because it's so different every single time and it's so perfect for exactly where we are. And just like you said, it's completely unexpected. We don't know where it's going to go or how it's going to go. Just like if you were doing a psychedelic mushroom journey, you're like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. You're such a gift. Dawn, you and I just had an in-person Glimmer of Goddess of Light slash harmony and sound session in person. So you can just drop right in and you know what's up.
I mean, the ending, holy smokes, just dropping into that powerful energy, I could feel the wash of really powerful, beautiful, grounded energy. And I love it. It's exactly what I need today.
I
Even if I
love you.
experience the whole thing, I know how powerful they are. And I
Well, you look so beautiful and cozy, and I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you in my life. And Dawn is the reason I know Amanda, who just shared, and Dawn has this way of expanding her communities and being incredibly generous to share her community with everyone. And she doesn't see it as a scarcity thing. She's just like, the more, the merrier. Let's all be friends. More is more.
oh, yes.
It's so nourishing to be in your field. So
Aw,
thank
thank
you, Dawn, for opening your beautiful heart and your beautiful home to me and to your friends and everyone. Let's see, Celeste.
Siri. This
Hi.
time, it's always so different. I love it. Every single time I feel there's always a release, just like what Amanda said earlier. It's a good release. In the beginning, it's interesting because I thought I'd be feeling the grief that I felt last time that I released. But
Yeah.
interestingly, maybe because I had a really good night last night, I was feeling elation. I was feeling joy. And
Yes.
then, but then I have a pain spot on my lower ab for the longest time. So I started massaging it towards the end of the breath work. And that's when the pain and the grief came out more. So I got to release more. So I feel every single time, I always feel rejuvenated. I'm sure Amanda feels that way. It's a good cry, a good release. And then it's just like, and then I feel lighter. And every time I hear your voice, instantly my body's nervous system is like, rest. You make it feel so safe for all of us, Siri. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy that you had a different experience, but then you also allowed yourself to go into that space where there was a little contraction and just start to work with it and massage it and give it space and grace. And I love this trusting of our bodies, of trusting of our experience, of trusting of the process and where we're at in that process. Vida,
Yeah, it was amazing. Like so many of you, it's interesting. Each wave, I was either in my thoughts or then I was out of body. I would completely, I don't know if I passed out or woke up. It's surreal and magical every time I've done it. And this was one of the best. I felt so comfortable, so safe. There was the tingles, there was all the kind of sensations that everyone's talked about. And at the very end, my favorite part was you envisioning us being showered with love. The songs were amazing and the different beats. You just really, some of them were beautiful songs I knew, some of them I didn't know, but each one of them had a different message. And at the end, just picturing being showered with love and that we have everything we need right here, right now, more relaxation that I've probably felt in a year, and just more sense of ease. And I was really able to drop down, which for me, I have a very active brain that typically never shuts down.
sure.
And to really let a few songs get in and you coaching us the whole way, it was very magical.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so happy to hear that. I love
Thank you.
this so much.
So
This is
good.
beautiful. Look at how beautiful you all are. Ugh. I will send you the playlist, Vita, if you want that. Thank you for your share, for your
I would love
authenticity.
it. It was
Yeah, I'll
so
send it to
good.
you. Thank you so much. Jenny, oh my gosh, is such a miracle. I met her at Newark Airport. Recently, I was visiting my 100-year-old grandmother, and she helped me with my Uber. And I love her so much. We're soul sisters already.
It's pretty intense, I have to say. I'm still not completely all
We're in
together.
it.
I
We're
mean,
still in it. It's okay.
it was so hard in the beginning
Hmm.
to breathe in that way because I'm always like, okay, breathe through the nose, and then to try to breathe through my mouth was so difficult, and it was so choppy, and it was like my
Hmm.
brain was trying to control it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And then we went through the expressiveness and the release, and by the end, I was just, it's so easy to breathe now. Like it's all,
Yes.
everything had just been cleared. It was
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my God.
you.
You retrained your breath. And now the memory is there and you can go back to it easier and easier and easier every single time.
Yeah, I had no idea how stagnant everything was. And now it feels like everything's moving again.
That's good. It's a good feeling. Your body will remember this. It's memorized now. You can't lose it. It's in there.
That's amazing. Amazing. I can't, it was fated that we meet.
It
I like,
was.
it was like incredible. Like, just, out of the hundreds of people that were there at the airport waiting for Ubers, and we sat next to each other.
Yes. Divine, divine. Thank you, God, universe, source. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing. That was such a beautiful share. Tasha.
I'm trying to find the words. I think I should preface this by saying that I invited God to walk the day with me in my journal this morning, and God has been showing up in really, really incredible ways already. And I've only been awake for 4 hours. I also had a life-altering conversation with my husband literally like 5 minutes before this started.
Whoa.
And so everything feels very like amplified or like hyper color right now.
Okay.
And what you said about wanting the predictable or the mystical really stuck with me. I want the mystical. And I'm having the mystical today again and again and again. I felt really safe and comfortable, so thank you for holding that space for us. I was able to verbally and vocally express myself and move my body, sound and movement. That just felt really nice. And
No coincidence that you had that experience with your husband right before this. All perfect, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Way to go for inviting in the magic and God and expansiveness and just being present. I love it so much. Gosh.
Yeah, I still don't
I'm
have
so
all the
blessed to
words
have
for
you
it.
here.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh my gosh, what a gift. Robin!
I was in heaven and I heard the echoes of it from there. Yeah. Yeah. I've got a giraffe to distract. If anything's going on with me, I'm just like, look at the giraffe for a moment.
That's your totem.
Yes, for today. Well, thank you, Siri, for facilitating. That really took us into a portal. And what I'm noticing, and
That
as I
was my
listen to,
intention.
yeah, really. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. Well, I felt that. Thank you. Mission accomplished. And listening to Jenny and Tasha and everyone share the way today is occurring to me with your breath work and the way you guide us is that breath work is life. It's just life. It's like, yeah, I'm in class with Siri, who's a master teacher of this work, and I'm being guided by this goddess. And I'm in the middle of like high stakes negotiations for contracts that are going to have big implications over time right now. And that's breath work too. I came from that. And that's breath work too. And then I'm in breath work with you.
All breath work.
And now I'm in breath work now. And we shall see what develops with this giraffe going forward.
I love you.
So, I love you too.
I love you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Okay. Please excuse my tissues.
Not at all.
Melody.
I'm so grateful to be here and to step into this portal that I can already feel. It's like being invited into the womb. So thank you for creating such a loving, open space.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for just entering. I feel very giddy right now. Krista.
That was really stunning. And when I came on, it struck me that there's so much going on in the world, but there's also so much healing happening. And I was reminded of all the white witch thing and all the people that are here doing the work and here supporting humanity in such a beautiful way. So it was such a beautiful, reflective moment for me. Thank you for that.
We are the lighthouses, and love is stronger than fear. So we arrive as women who have carried more than anyone knows. We arrive as hearts learning how to belong to ourselves again and again and again. We arrive as bodies remembering what it feels like to breathe without fear, or to just honor the fear. We arrive as souls who have given and given and given and are ready for something softer and truer and more rooted in love than in obligation. So may today be the day that you set something down, the day you let yourself be held, the day you remember you are already enough without sacrificing a thing. May this space open a quiet doorway inside you where you get to tell the truth, feel the truth, and let the truth bring you home again and again. So welcome, sisters. Thank you for being here in the fullness of your humanity. Thank you for being willing to go beneath the surface today. Yes, you're experts, but not as experts. We show up as souls, not as performers. We show up as souls here, but as women who are learning how to live in a way that feels honest and freeing and nourishing. So this conversation is about, as you know, sacred over sacrifice. So we're stepping out of the martyr paradigm. We're stepping into the individuation. It is about the part of us that is tired of being the strong one, the part that has said yes out of guilt or habit, and the part that over gives because we want to be loved, we want to belong, we want to be understood, we want to be seen, we want to be known. And the part that is learning how to honor ourselves without abandoning the people that we care about, but most importantly, not abandoning ourselves. And we are here for the real version, the one that breathes and shakes and softens, not the curated one, but the true one. So before we begin with our shares on this panel, just placing a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, your lower belly, and letting your breath soften the edges inside of you. And letting your shoulders fall a little bit, and letting your nervous system hear, I am not alone. I get to be supported. I get to be human today. And just let yourself arrive. So I am honored to share this circle with each of you. Your stories and your wisdom matter so much. What you share here becomes medicine, not only for yourself, but for this group here live in person, and also for anyone listening. As they listen, this becomes their medicine, because there's a reason that they're listening. There's a reason that they hear this. So for the women listening, and for the parts of yourself that have been waiting to be heard, here we are. So I just want to give a little introduction so we all know who each person is on a 3D level. Tasha Rose is a lifelong plant lover, trained herbalist, CEO, and mother of two, on a mission to prepare you for the inevitable sniffles and stressors of life. We were talking about sniffles earlier, so you can feel better faster. And then Vida Delrahim,
got it.
yes, is the co-founder of WeNatal, a supplement brand transforming the fertility space with the first prenatal supplement optimized for her and him. Melody Godfred is the best-selling author of self-love poetry for thinkers and feelers and moon garden poetry for manifestation. Nikole is the founder of Paradigm Wellness Clinic and a sound bath practitioner. She's also part of our Goddess of Light retreats with her sound baths. Dawn brings energy medicine, ceremony, and holistic wellness to help others harmonize body, mind, and spirit and reconnect with the sanctuary within. Jenny Dodd, founder of Jenny Dodd Tea, is a certified tea specialist and award-winning educator who sources and imports handcrafted teas from around the world. Based in New York City, she has been honored as best speaker at the World Tea Expo and is known for her engaging tea experiences that celebrate craftsmanship, culture, and connection. Amanda Folkstead is a Portland-based realtor and home stager who helps people sell through story, design, and purpose. As the founder of House Dressing PDX, Amanda brings warmth and creativity and emotion to every home she touches. Known online as Portland Pink, she shares her love of color, community, and authentic living. Katie Chen Mazzara is a trauma-informed master financial wellness coach who helps creative entrepreneurs and freelancers break free from scarcity, release fear, and build lasting financial freedom so they can live the life of their dreams. Dr. Celestium is an expressive pianist, devoted educator, and passionate creative who weaves her love of performing arts, dance, and Nichiren Buddhist practice in joyful collaboration that nurture connection, creativity, and hope. Krista Williams is the co-host of Almost 30 and Morning Microdose podcasts, an internationally recognized speaker, coach, and author dedicated to guiding individuals through life's biggest transitions. Robin Cohen holds a BFA from the Juilliard School and an MFA from the Shakespeare Theater Company in Washington, D.C. She has been acting professionally for 33 years in theater, film, and television. For the past 20 years, she has been coaching artists and public speakers across all mediums and hosts the Thriving Artists podcast. So thank you for bringing your whole selves today. So let us begin gently from the inside out instead of the outside in. You may take pauses, you may breathe between sentences, you may share the truth that is alive for you right now. Not the polished story, but the real one. So here we go. So for Tasha, when did you first recognize the moment your giving crossed the line into self-abandonment? And how did your body tell you the truth before your mind caught up? And hey, if you don't like my question, you can just share whatever you want to share about sacred over sacrifice. What a powerhouse of women, Tasha says.
I feel like this question feels quite appropriate and poignant today. Your question reminds me of people pleasing. That is something that I have caught myself doing and have been much more conscious of lately. And a friend the other week, I invited her to a party and she's like, "Can we meet there?" And I immediately was like, "Yes." But in my head and in my throat, in my hip and in my stomach, where I felt it in the body, it was oh, I feel like she's gonna blow me off and not show up to this party. But I said yes because I don't feel safe saying what I need to say. And I recognized that and immediately like sent her a voice memo and I was just like, "Hey, I know I said we can meet there and we can, but I just need you to know that that immediate yes came from me being a historical people pleaser and I don't want to be that anymore. And so I'm just telling you." And I feel like you might blow me off and you might not show up, but now that I'm saying it out loud and it's not just in my head, it sounds silly. And of course you're going to be there, but I'm just speaking my truth. And we had a great conversation. She was like, "Oh my God, I love you. I am not that type of person. I'm absolutely going to be there. I'm so excited for this party. I'm excited to see you." And she came to the party.
I
And
love
we had a
it.
great time. And so I feel like that question, that's like a microcosm of an example of how and where I feel it in my body. I feel it in my throat, in my stomach, in my mind, which has so many thoughts all the time because I'm air and
Thank you for that.
Virgo.
Yeah, what a perfect example. Just a little story like that. We so relate because you showed us so many things with that story. You showed us the vulnerable inner child that's had an experience where she showed up and somehow she was not met. And we all have it. We all have those experiences of that abandonment wound. The fact that you could make it safe to listen to your body, listen to yourself, the fact that you can make it safe to share with her and then she could make it safe for you is such a beautiful example to all of us of like, oh, so that's something I could do. I could listen deeper to my body. Where is it in my throat? Is it in my gut? Am I getting a headache? Whatever that is for us, listening to our body and then having the courage, even if our voice is shaking, to reach out and say, "I don't know why, but this is what's going on for me," and then to be met. That's a true friend. Thank you for that, Tasha. Yeah, that's such a perfect example. Thank you, Tasha, for that vulnerable, courageous share. Vida, you hold space for couples in one of the most vulnerable seasons of life. What is one boundary that you had to learn the hard way in order to keep your heart open without losing yourself?
It's definitely relevant. And I think it's very similar actually to Tasha. And I think actually Amanda
I think many of us might be over accomplishers and people pleasers. And I think that not having boundaries was actually something that really took a toll on me, my health, my mental health. And so for 20 years in my corporate career, I was always the yes person, and similarly at home, wanting to keep the peace. And finally, my body actually, very similar to Tasha, stopped me before I could proceed. I had to take a medical leave from corporate. My body literally stopped me dead in my tracks. And so that's when I learned that I'm going to stop operating out of fear, guilt, obligation, whatever it might be. Those things were not serving me anymore. I did a lot of work on myself, on my spirituality, and now I feel empowered to really only go and do things that serve me, where I'm going to show up as my best, not just because the pressure is on. And I can't even tell you how gratifying and powerful it is. And when you carry that through every aspect of your life, it's very freeing.
Thank you for that. I think a lot of successful women, high achieving women that we are, have had those moments where the body had to scream and there was no pushing through. There was no blasting through and serving and helping everyone. So in this season of November, saying no when we need to say no, in this season of holidays and obligations and shoulds and traditions, how can we as a collective here show ourselves, show this group, and show the listeners through our own vulnerability and courage to speak our truth of where we are on the messy path? It's a process day to day, moment to moment. It's not like we all have it all figured out, but each moment we can come back to what is my truth and what is going to serve me, and then how can I speak up for myself and be the example for my children, be the example for my clients, be the example for my friends of honoring my truth. And we can do that with compassion. And I think we haven't necessarily been shown that by generations before us. So we're now carving that path. So thank you, Vida. I'll circle back to you. Thank you so much for your beautiful share. Your work, Melody, touches so many hearts. Where in your own life have you had to rewrite the story of sacrifice into something sacred? And what did that shift open inside of you?
I come from a long line of martyrs. And I think for many of us as women, our tendency to sacrifice is biological. Like, not only is it in our bones, it's what we've seen our whole lives. It's so deeply ingrained. And there's a lot of pride that comes with being a martyr. And that can be confusing to feel both good about being of service, but also worn out because perhaps we've given more than we could carry. And for me, the shift from sacrifice to sacred really started with a self-awareness about going inside myself and asking myself, is what I'm doing simply an ancestral lineage that I'm carrying forward, or do I have agency in this? And I think the sacred comes from that awareness and giving yourself that choice, because it becomes a lot easier to give when it's something you do deliberately, as opposed to something you do out of habit, out of shame, out of fear. It's actually quite empowering to give when you are doing it in a mindful way. And I'll also say the other shift happened for me when I also learned how generous it is to receive. Giving isn't the only act of generosity. Receiving is also equally generous and profoundly important.
Yeah.
So becoming a receiver has been very restorative for me, and has allowed me to still be the giver I'm proud of being, but from a more holistic perspective.
Yes, it's the yin and the yang, and the giving and the receiving, the ocean, the flow. We think of the tides and the waves, and We cannot just constantly only be giving. We cannot constantly only be receiving. We have to find, as in Buddhism, we say, in the middle way. And that ebb and flow. And I was just thinking as you were speaking, Melody, about, thank you for speaking so articulately, so beautifully. I was thinking about when I asked my husband this morning, would he hold space for me to facilitate breathwork for me, or would I just facilitate for myself before this panel? And he said, because he's a people pleaser, recovering, he said, I really need to go to the gym. And I was so happy that he said that, because nobody wants to receive from someone who's begrudgingly giving to you. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Dawn, as someone who holds so many others, what does it look like for you to be held? And what is one thing that your body whispers when you are giving beyond your capacity, Mama?
I love that. Well, one thing that is such a gift and being held is when Kiri comes over to my house and facilitates a breathwork and cacao ceremony. That is such a blessing. Really being held is being able to find the spaces and the places, and not even always humans, who can be present. So it was really interesting because you asked that question. I'm thinking of one of the most recent times that I really felt held, and it felt super profound. And it was last week. I was in England and I was at a retreat, and we did a meditation walk in the morning. And I actually was called or drawn to this gigantic tree. And I don't even know what kind of tree it was, but I just have to tell you that tree held me. And I just laid on it. It was huge. It was covered in moss. It had all of this texture. There was a little squirrel sleeping in it up above. I sat there and just watched it for a little while. It didn't move. It was just it was such a sweet moment where I let Mama Earth hold me. Sometimes we're looking for that space to be held, maybe by another, or that it is our job, but to remember that we can surrender into Mother Earth, and we can let the ocean hold us, we can let the grass and the ground hold us, we can let the trees hold us, and we can take a little nap with a squirrel if we want. I mean,
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, that is a moment that I felt most held. And I love what Tasha was talking about, really listening to your body and really listening and feeling into our energy. Because when I'm feeling overtaxed or overstressed, or I've kind of lit myself on fire to keep other people warm, which is so common, I feel a tiredness and a frazzledness. It's like I lose that effervescent buzz that I have when I know I'm in flow, and when my heart is resonating on earth, and when it's just there and it's the give and a take. When there's a little more give and then a lot more give, it's like a very subtle draining of my energy. And if I miss it, then I end up getting sick, or I end up needing to cancel appointments or take a day off. But if I can really listen and really have that presence every day, and check in with myself and check in with my body and my energy being, then I can do a self-check of, how's my effervescence today? Am I feeling light, or am I feeling just even a touch heavy? And then I can adjust. It's listening kind of multifaceted to my body, and really, really paying attention, and then giving myself a ton of grace, because I miss the subtle cues all the time. And then,
Yes, it's the practice. And I love this kind of shamanistic view you have of things, Dawn. I love that you're talking about having the tree hold you, or an animal hold you, because oftentimes there are not going to be the people available to us to hold us for us. That divine masculine, or that friend that just happens to be available right when you need them, or that facilitator that's just going to be available right when you need them. And I think that leaning on nature as a form of God, that father healing energy, is so incredible, because that is always present. We can always find a tree pretty much anywhere we are, for the most part. A few months ago, when we had to put down our oldest dog, the only thing that brought me solace were trees. That's such a beautiful reminder that we always have access to that, and then that it's a practice. And the grace to be able to say to a friend, you know what, I know I said yes, but I got to honor my truth first. And we're going to repair it, but here's the truth. And I think we need to make space for that. Thank you so much, Dawn. That was such a beautiful piece of this whole fabric. For Jenny, your work celebrates ritual and connection. What personal ritual helps you return to yourself when you start feeling lost in expectation or pressure?
That's such a great question. And I was just thinking about the way that this season in particular will just drain you because there's so many people demanding so much at all times during the entire season. And for me, I immediately had to go run after our breath work and make a cup of tea because I needed to feel like the warmth of the cup. Then I needed to feel like grounded again because it brings such comfort to me to be able to have that daily ritual of pulling into myself and feeling and being very present and aware of the aroma and the leaves and the instrument. I purposely chose this cup today because I wanted to be able to touch the stone on the handle while we were all talking together. And that's part of what makes uh, getting through all of this possible is being very intentional in my choices and taking something small like making a cup of tea as a daily ritual. I think that, Sarah, you and I had talked about this. It's hard when we have all of these demands that it doesn't feel like chores. Making food, making a drink for yourself, that could feel like a chore, but there is joy in that moment. And that's the part of it that turns it to ritual for me. And that's, I think, such an easy thing that you can do each day is to take something that feels like a chore and find the joy in it, find the intentionality. That's what I do. And it feels good.
Yes, it's come back to the simple, come back to the present, come back to the tactile, come back to the aroma, come back to the feeling of the warmth going down your throat. That's so beautiful. It's coming back to yourself and creating ritual within our daily tasks. It's so incredible. I love it so much. Amanda, you create beauty for others through home. Where are you learning to create home within yourself in a way that does not require overgiving to earn belonging?
This was actually a very hard question for me to think about. So I'm just going to go with my first instinct, which is very relevant for me right now. I'm a single mom. I've been divorced for almost 5 years, and I've always looked to other people to validate myself, right? I have always looked for, I'm into men, so it's men, surprise, surprise, to make myself feel better. It's like, who's the next person that's going to fix me, right? And so the first thought when I heard that question was, I have been on this journey for the last few years where I am starting to realize that I really, truly do have everything that I need. And I'm not seeking that external validation in particular from men. Yes, I still like to go on dates. Yes, I love the attention. Yes, I'm good at getting that kind of stuff when I want it, but I no longer need it. And what it has done for me is that it has completely transformed the way that I live my life out in the world. I mean, it's changed the way that I am as a mother. It's changed the way that I am at work. It's changed the way that I am in all of the different circles that I run. Even today, there was just another layer that got stripped off of this old programming that's like, you're not good enough, girl, right? Like slowly, that stuff is starting to peel away. And it's so freeing and it's so beautiful. I think it's something I'll work on probably for my entire life.
I love that authenticity and I feel your truth and I resonate with it and I understand it. You're the mirror for all of us. So many of us have been there. And thank you for having the courage to name it. I think that the Father God or Source, or however you think of the unseen, can be our divine masculine, can be our sacred holder, like Dawn was talking about with the trees. And to source that, to know that we have that within us that we can lean on within ourselves is something I'm learning every day too. And I'm in the process, and I'll probably always be in the process of that. So thank you for sharing that, because when we feel that validation from within, we don't have to sacrifice ourselves anymore. Thank you so much, Amanda. For Katie, your work touches money trauma, which is deeply tied to worth. Where have you had to confront your own scarcity stories in order to stop sacrificing your peace for productivity or pressure?
There are so many moments in my life. The one that comes to mind more immediately was this year during the wildfires here in Southern California. Luckily, our house survived, but we did have a mandatory evacuation. And during that time, there was so much fear. The fires were from our front porch, like where I'm sitting right now. I was able to see the whole mountainside on fire. And then there was a scarcity of, what do I pack? What do I bring? Am I bringing enough to last me for however long it's going to be? And then also the scarcity of, what if I regret what I'm even taking from my house, right? Will I later feel like, oh, I should have grabbed that, or I should have grabbed that other thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there was so much fear, scarcity. And then even in the aftermath, when we came back and started to clean up, and I'm saying clean up, I mean physically, I mean emotionally, I mean mentally, all of that PTSD, it really also created a place where it felt like I can't really even think about money or my business or the things that I need to do, like productivity. I was just in another realm and not quite in my body. And I was able to say to myself that it may be okay, that sometimes it is about being in a season of sacrifice. And even understanding that you're in that season of sacrifice is really powerful, because you are letting go of the need to control everything, right? The need to control the circumstances of nature and whether or not you did grab the right things or didn't grab the right things, and then where you were going to go and not go. And so to understand that for myself was a way for me to release and create peace. It is also very apropos that this year in the Chinese zodiac, it's the year of the snake, and it's all about releasing and shedding, right? Those layers, and getting rid of anything that doesn't really belong anymore, and understanding what is important in your life. And then this is also in numerology, a 9-year, all about completion and understanding where we are finishing.
Thank you for that. Yeah, my dad lost their apartment and all of his things, and he wanted to grab his signed guitar by John Sebastian and then didn't, reasons, and is deeply sad because he didn't grab the right thing. And I get it. So I think it's such a metaphor, because what he shared was that all the things that he had given away, the pottery bowl that he had given to my mom, the artwork of my sisters that he had given to me, that's what survived. And that's what he had left, was what he had given away. So it's not to say that we can't be givers and that we can't sacrifice when we need to, or when we want to. But it is to say we want to find that balance and always be honoring our truth as best we can. It's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Katie. Dr. Celeste, your creativity pours into so many directions. How do you discern when your giving is coming from joy versus when it's coming from old patterns of proving or pleasing?
Yeah. Wow, Siri, so far I've resonated with every single one. And this question, when I saw it, I knew no coincidence because my entire life has been about that, right? Can you imagine as a performer, as a musician, right? There is this element of being on stage, and there's that stage presence and the stage performer persona that we have to develop ever since I was young. And also it, in a way, when I was little, I found worth in what I did rather than who I am. So this entire lifetime, I felt that even my human design profile is a 1-3. Third profile is martyrdom. So witnessing that from my mom has made me so mindful and aware of catching these patterns from myself and transforming. And speaking of shedding, earlier Katie said, these layers of transformation has been my life's work. So two things that I've realized from my own experience, how I differentiate when I'm proving and when I'm really giving from joy. Number one, I can tell now after so many years of learning these transformation and how do I truly be authentic and be able to give from a place of true joy rather than getting validation, is that little desperation. Do I feel the desperation of I need validation to feel good? Or am I just giving because I'm in so much joy and in one with my art, with my music, with whatever I'm doing or saying or beingness, that I am
The effervescence.
Yes, I'm just wanting to spread that joy with others. So that's been a way that I've really learned to identify in myself, like really feeling into my body. Am I this little girl who's feeling not enough and just wanting praise after I perform? Or I'm just so in love with the music. I'm so in love with just even the process of practicing. So what I've been doing for myself is going on the piano and just playing because I love the sound that's coming out and because I am having this love affair with the music and the piano. And then from that space, I feel amazing. And when my students come, I'm just emanating that love and that joy from that space. So it's remembering to refill my cup.
Yeah.
And then one last thing that my daughter shared with me recently, which was so sweet of her, is that I was crying to her about some things, going through the ups and downs of life and my emotions. And she says, Mom, you're a good teacher, this and that, everything. But she said, the one thing about you that you need to remember, and other people have reminded me too, that your essence, she calls it my aura, but I know she means my essence. She's like, that can never be taken away by anything.
That's right.
And it is that is so valuable. Wherever you go, you brighten up the room because of your essence. So I thank you for that reminder and that gift. But yes, I think that is so important for all of us to differentiate the two.
Thank you for your wisdom, your deep wisdom, Celeste. I love that you touched upon that inner child that's desperate, because we all have an inner child that feels desperate sometimes. And that discernment of, is this my inner child that's needing something? Or is this the crone sage aspect of me? Or is this the aura, essence, charisma, like joy space, the soul space, what have you? That discernment we can just constantly practice and look at. And oh my gosh, how important that is. And then our children, of course, they're so wise and they see us so clearly. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So for Krista, you guide so many through massive transitions. What is one transition of your own where you learned that letting go of sacrifice was actually the doorway to deeper alignment?
I think my divorce, gotta always, the divorce is such a good one for so many different things. I remember at the end of my relationship being in this pattern, replaying the pattern with my mom of overfunctioning, overgiving, self-erasure with my mom, and then kind of applying that pattern to my ex-husband in the narcissistic dynamic with him. And I think it was when I realized and got awakened to the fact that I was in a marriage with a narcissist. And this isn't something I share publicly, but just to give context. And I had really made my whole worth and my whole safety based on self-erasing for someone else and the full focus on someone else in our dynamic. And when I came home to myself through parts work and I did a darkness retreat and I did all of these sort of things, it was a recontextualizing of my entire reality and the fact that I had really just spent most of my reality abandoning myself for others and abandoning myself for approval and abandoning myself for love and safety. And once I found myself and was able to really be in a place where I could really somatically feel what it felt like to be me, and then what it felt like to have someone else be separate from me, it was an unraveling of sorts of like, okay, what are the patterns that I'm in? What is the way of speaking that I'm in? What is the sensory feeling in my body that I'm in that is prioritizing other people's experience over my own so that I could receive safety, so that I could
Yes.
a feeling of feeling good. And I think what really helped me, and I don't know if this is the codependent in me or the part of me that always tries to find what's wrong with me, but it did really help me to understand that I was doing it for myself. When we think about
Right.
over functioning or overdoing everything, we're like, we do it because we're good. And really, there's a part of us that's making us do it to feel safe, to feel loved, to feel worthy, to feel all of these things. And when I could bring myself into the equation and take myself out of victim in it and be like, oh no, like this actually isn't true giving. This actually isn't true to not receive in this way. Things really shifted. That was a huge moment in my life when I really had to come to a clear understanding of the reasons why I wasn't able to receive love because I was always overfunctioning and I was always performing and doing all the things in that relationship.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I feel the layers of truth and trust that you've peeled through and the deep, deep, deep dive work that you've done. It's coming through with such clarity now. And thank you, because we all get to benefit from you having gone through those dark nights of the soul and having had the contrast of, oh, this is what does not work for me. And now I can step into what does, and I can show all these other women the path. And so thank you for that, Krista. That's incredible. And for your honesty around that. The erasure, yeah, like making yourself small or invisible in order to feel safe. So many women can relate to that. And I'm so glad that that's behind you now. So for Robin, as an artist and a mentor, what is one moment in your career where saying no protected your spirit and allowed your work to stay true to who you are becoming? And then, yeah.
Okay, sort of one big moment. I stand on your shoulders, Krista and Celeste, and everyone who shared. I mean, what you're talking about, it's like you read my diary and then you shared for me. So thank you. You did it. But to get a little more specific, I have an acting studio and I teach the next generation of actors to fulfill upon what they want creatively in their lives. And I promise them, if you give everything, and I mean everything, you're going to get it all. And I mean that from the depths of my creative soul and my human soul. But there's a shadow to that. 26 years ago, when I moved to Los Angeles, a girl from Maryland, to make it in Hollywood, half of that was the pure, unadulterated love of this thing, that thing that Celeste, you were talking about, that pours out of you, and that it's the overflow that people get. Like literally, it's actually just you're taking out your recycling. You have extra. You have extra. It's your overflow. And half of it was that. And then the other side was me with what you described, Krista, with your ex, was me with the 26 years I was there with 26 different narcissists in different situations year after year. I am living at home in a village in Potomac, Maryland. I'm in one of my childhood bedrooms. Having made that decision, I left Hollywood after 26 years of having some incredible, joyful, gutting, through the shredder, blissful, everything moments. And I got a call and was offered the role of a lifetime in a movie to play basically a Robin Williams character in Dead Poet Society, where I'm playing a teacher. It's
Of course, Robin. Of course. Because that's who you are.
Every fiber of my being that was doused in light and gratitude made the decision to move to Maryland because I was unwilling to be 3,000 miles away from my family all the time. I've been a continent apart from my loved ones for 26 years, and that had to end. And my whole body knew that. And as soon as I stood in that, Hollywood called and they're like, hey, can you come to Oklahoma in December? We want you to star in this film. So I think it's interesting when we get into alignment, what moves and shakes and shifts. I'm so inspired by everyone in this room, and more on that because there's a whole part 2 about what happens when you do walk yourself back home and there your parents are and you see how it all got started.
You know, whoa! The holidays, November, December. You want to think you're spiritually evolved? Go spend time with your family.
I'm living in their house. Let's talk. Okay.
Oh, girl, you're in it. Okay, but also, Robin, wonderful. The fact that you got a role, first of all, of course, to everything you just said, but second of all, the fact that you got a Robin Williams Dead Poet Society role, did that happen after I literally on the last panel or whenever it was, we were on the podcast and I was like, you're Robin Williams in Dead Poet Society. I mean, what? Okay.
Of course, Sarah.
All right.
It's not even a question. Yeah.
Well, of course you got that role after you moved home and decided to give up the toxicity of Hollywood. More to come because...
Yeah, more to come. And it wasn't even giving up toxicity. It was just stepping into lightness of being that had been calling me for a long, long time. Long, long time.
I will stand corrected in whatever your version is because you write your own story. Not me. Not me. I want to circle back. We're getting close to closing. One sentence for Tasha of in this season of holidays and expectations, what is the tool that you're going to use? What is the word you're going to use? What is the reminder that's coming to you here in this moment of like, oh yeah, I'm going to come back to that when I get in that moment where it's like, fuck. What is that for you, Tasha?
Lately, and I think I will carry this through the holidays, is journaling every morning, inviting God in to walk with me through the day.
Beautiful. Thank you. I want to do that too. That sounds luscious. Yes. And then Vida.
I think for me, it's making sure to fill my cup. As cheesy as that sounds, my workouts give me life. Eating healthy, doing a few things a week, at least hopefully once a day that I want truly allows me to show up as my best self. And a lot of times those are the things that I say I don't have time for or I push off. So saying yes to a few things a day that bring me joy and making sure I could show up as my best self for everyone around me.
Yeah, I mean, the difference in a day between when we give ourselves something we know is going to revitalize ourselves to the effect that it has around us is so vastly different from when we just roll into our day depleted versus when we're like, I know that if I do this journaling or if I do this walk outside or if I have my tea in my hand, I am going to be so much better for my community. Thank you, Vida. Amanda.
Mine is saying no. No is a complete sentence.
November.
That's it. That's it.
I agree.
Yay. Okay. And so I'm just actually going to go down my little squares here. So Celeste.
Mine is continuing to fill myself with what I love, music, walking in nature, and remembering that I'm number one.
Yes, you are. Melody.
I think we're all going to be making a lot of lists right now. And a lot of those lists are shopping lists, holiday gift giving. Put yourself on the list. what on that list is for you, whether it's a gift, a treat, a workout. We belong on the lists. This season cannot just be about mental load related to other people. So anytime you make a list for anything, make sure you're on it too.
And where do we put ourselves on that list? At the top? At the middle?
It does, the beauty of it is it doesn't even matter. It's not about saying I come first and everything else, because that's not reality. I have 3 kids. I have things like so much I owe other people. We are so rarely even on the list that I think if you're just on the list, you're already,
like, just get it on there.
Winning. Just be on the list.
Okay, got it. I love it. Thank you. Everyone's clapping and hearting. Katie, what are you taking with you this holiday season? What can we bring with us?
My philosophy, and I think it's a lot of coaches' philosophies around really seeing people as creative, resourceful, and whole, and that no one really needs fixing and situations don't need you to go in and fix it. Whenever I feel like I'm actually going into that mode, then I can pull back. That's my boundary. I remind myself that that's my boundary and say, oh, that person is creative, resourceful, and whole. My mother, when she's complaining about something, she's creative, resourceful, and whole. I don't need to come in and fix her, right? Or fix that situation.
I love that so much. Yes. And in Buddhism, we call it trusting their life. It's like,
yes,
who am I to take that away from them? That is their path. Awesome. And then they get the gift of it. Okay, Robin, what are you taking with you?
You, Siri Baruch Thornton, your work, it's always and forever coming back to the breath. And what has gotten me to the bedrock, the heart center of what set up all of the confusion in the first place, was going back to your work and the guidance that you offer inside of it to go back to the breath. It's the unlock all the time and every time. Thank you. God bless you, all of you.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you for validating the breath work. It's for me too. If I breathe first thing in the morning, if I do a breathwork session, it's a different day for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Krista, you're so welcome. I love you. Krista.
I love you too.
I just want to thank you guys, first of all, too. This has been so powerful and such a treat for me today and giving me so much food for thought. The one thing that I've noticed is if I'm moving too fast and if I'm unconsciously saying yes, because when I'm saying yes all the time, it's that unconscious part of me that's just moving in the energy of yes, yes, yes. I can do that. I can do that. I can add to the list. And when I'm slowing down just with everything and I'm actually clocking what it is that's going on, how would this feel? Is this true for me? Is this true for my body? The act of slowing everything down and giving myself the grace of a non-reflexive response or a non-reflexive yes, so that I can really feel into the truth of what I really want to do, what I really want to say yes to, what I really want to say no to, and getting in that more powerful, clear state for myself.
Slowing down. I'm glad someone said this, because this is the key. So we can actually tune in and actually know our truth. The non-reflexive, that's so perfect. Jenny.
I feel like there's been so much wisdom shared that I feel I don't have much to offer.
Oh my God, shut up. Talk to me.
The one thing that I try desperately to remind myself every day is tomorrow is another day. I have a whole other chance to make it work. And sometimes I just need to go to bed.
Oh my God, amen to that.
Right?
Amen to that. Yeah, that's beautiful. So simple, so true, so needed. Just take a nap. Just go to bed. It'll be a new day tomorrow. There'll be a new list tomorrow. The list is never going to end. We're never going to get it all done. Okay, you guys want to unmute? You can go if you need to go, but if you want to unmute and just have a little after party where you can cross share and I'll let you have at it, anything that's bubbling up for you.
Can I say that I would just love to celebrate every single one of you? Thank you so much, every single one of you. and your wisdom and your love and your essence. I was so happy this morning, not because only I had a good night, but because Siri, I was so excited for this. I'm like, oh, who am I going to meet now? And what, wisdom am I going to be hearing now? And just feeling so giddy and happy about it. So thank you. And let's celebrate each of us.
I felt the same excitement.
Celeste, you have such beautiful energy. You really just exude joy and light. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Tasha.
You too, Tasha. You too. All of you. All of you.
Well, I'm in a season of seeking, embracing, and enjoying community. That is the most central part of my essence right now, is wanting to be in communion with other people. So this really fed my soul in that way. Thank you all so much.
Same.
Thank you. I'm a mama of a furry friend, a kitten, but I just want to acknowledge the mothers here. And if you're not a mother, our mothers, I just want to acknowledge the mothers. I'm knocked back. You take my breath away with what you manage and what you have. This ringmaster of a 3, 4, 5 ring circus. It's breathtaking and an inspiration. Whenever I'm feeling tired, I think about you. And you keep me going. I'm gobsmacked by the things that you're able to accomplish in this world with the nurturing and the bringing forth of new life. It's extraordinary. Thank you for being such beautiful inspirations. Thank you. Thank you.
I have a little closing poem, and so I want to share it, and it just is. May you walk out of this space lighter, not because you tried to be perfect, but because you let yourself be real. May you notice the places where life is asking you to soften, to rest, to receive, to trust that your worth is not earned through exhaustion. May you listen gently to your body, to your knowing, to the small voice inside that whispers, "This is sacred. This is enough. This is me coming home." So thank you for being you, for being authentically you. Thank you for coming into this space. Thank you for having the courage to come into this portal together. I'm deeply moved and deeply honored to know each of you a little bit more. I'm so excited to share this medicine that we created together, this concoction of joy and truth and love, with anyone that you want to share it with. This is something that I like to create, these portals of women, this community of women where we can breathe, release, expand, share our truths, see each other, love each other, know each other, step into the mystical and the magical, step out of the boxes and the labels. I love creating this. So one day, a while ago, Robin said, "Why don't we all meet in a field?" And I found that field, and it has houses on it, and it has a river. It has a hot tub. And they came, and it was incredible, and it just happened, and it was out of this world, and I cannot tell you, but go onto my Instagram and look at the pinned video that I made, because you will feel the mystical joy and love of that sisterhood, the fire circle, the breath work, the hot tub, the incredibly nourishing meals. You will feel it. And March 15th to the 18th, please come. This is for leaders. This is for women who do it all, have it all, know all the things, have all the realizations, but need to be held. So come, please come. Bring your friend. There's private rooms, there's shared rooms. I love you guys so much. Ask me questions if you have questions. And thank you, listener, for coming on this journey with us. Thank you so much. Please reach out if you have anything you want to know or share with the women. You'll have their Instagram tags. These are incredible women, and they had a lot of courage to share what they shared. So thank you so much. Keep expanding your capacity to feel good, one breath at a time. Loving you.
Hey, friends. So that was incredible. Give yourself a moment and just notice how your body feels after hearing those stories. Notice the softness, the resonance, the way something inside you might have opened even just a little. If something in you felt seen or validated or comforted, let that land. Let it matter. Let it be a reminder that you are not the only one learning how to breathe deeper, how to set yourself down, how to honor yourself, your needs without guilt. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening with your whole heart. If this touched you, share it with someone you love. Let this medicine ripple out. Until next time, keep expanding your capacity to feel good, one breath at a time. Do you ever feel like you're pouring out for everyone else while your own well runs dry? Do you long for a space where you can stop performing, stop managing, stop holding it all together, and simply be held? That is what the Goddess of Light retreats are for. For 3 nights on the banks of the Sandy River at Mount Hood, you're invited to lay it all down, to breathe deeply, to let the noise fall away, and to remember the part of you that's radiant, whole, and free. You'll be nourished by Chef Marnie and the Bastion team with meals that feel like medicine. You'll be opened through sound and Reiki with Dawn's healing vibrations. You'll be moved to tears by the music of Lola Christine and Megan Sky. You'll be held in ceremony, breathwork, sisterhood, and laughter that remind you what it feels like to come alive again with me. This is not just a little getaway. This is a homecoming, a chance to release the exhaustion, the self-doubt, the constant doing, and to walk away anchored in joy, confidence, and a circle of women who sees you. Upcoming dates, March 15th to 18th, 2026, May 3rd to the 6th, and October 4th to the 7th, 2026. Spaces are limited because the circle is intimate by design. If your heart is whispering yes, answer it. Reserve your place. Link in the show notes. Come home to yourself. Come be a part of the light. Today's conversation stirred something in you. Here are a few ways we can go deeper together. So the Authentic Creative Podcast, where you are now, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss more conversations like this. And if you loved this one, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Goddess of Light retreats, sacred gatherings in Mount Hood Village, Oregon, along the Sandy River, where we step away from the noise and remember ourselves through breathwork, Reiki-infused ceremony, sisterhood, nourishment. You can explore upcoming retreats, link in the show notes, or go onto Instagram at Siri Burke Thornton. Find me, email me, however you want to do it. Let's get on a conversation about that. One-on-one work for private Reiki, breathwork, Akashic sessions where we can go right into your unique medicine. You can connect with me directly. And then coming soon, Zoom community. This is going to be a low-cost circle for breathwork, cacao, spiritual tools, soul-deep connection from anywhere in the world. So you can reply to this, reach out to me once again. Thank you for being here, for listening, for expanding your capacity to feel good alongside me. I'm sending you love, and I can't wait to connect again soon. Loving you.